All right, and not we, am live with a podcast for all seasons. This is season 2, episode 6. Hit the jump. We decided to name this episode "Hit the Jump" because it's just the douchiest thing that you can say at the top of an article for the intention of garnering hits on your website, and it's totally salacious and unnecessary. So we figured it would be a perfect name for a podcast episode. It's going to be a really short episode today, and the whole purpose of this episode... Oh, by the way, I'm Josh Mundy, normally co-host of Podcast for All Season. Eric Joseph will not be joining us today because, and as I will get to it, we're going to be going on a short hiatus with the podcast, unfortunately. Eric is experiencing some technical difficulties with his computer, and that being said, it's going to make his doing the show with us for the next at least few weeks foreseeable, maybe longer. It's not going to be possible. We're not exactly certain how long it's going to be, depending on the length or the extent of the repairs that are going to be needed. So we don't want you guys to think that we're abandoning the show. That's not going to happen. But if you don't see new episodes in the next week or two, that's going to be the reason for it. We have had a couple weeks where we haven't done episodes before, so hopefully you guys won't miss us too much. That being said, the news doesn't stop coming. So Eric wanted me to let you guys know what he's picking up this week for comics, specifically Smallville Continuity number 4, which is the end of the arc. I believe that's the final issue, if I remember correctly. And Smallville season 11, it's had a pretty stellar run, and a lot of people were hoping it would come back for another season. Who knows if that's possibly going to happen in the future, but it is. Yeah, most likely it's not going to. That, one can hope. But another thing that Eric has going on is he's posted a review over at darkknightnews.com for Teen Titans Go Volume 1. So you can check out his review of that trade there. And as for new comics, I have been delving into Star Wars. The new Star Wars series from Marvel has been garnering most of my attention recently. There's only been three issues so far, with 2 in the main Star Wars title and 1 Darth Vader. No, I'm sorry, 2 Darth Vader, actually. So those I have been reading. They are quite good. Darth Vader is definitely a better book than the primary Star Wars one. It's very much in the tone of that character. So if you're a Star Wars fan, definitely want to check it out. Oh yeah, props to Leonard Nimoy, R.I.P. By the way, he passed away last week and saddened me horribly. But that being said, like I said, the news does not stop coming. There have been some pretty cool developments recently. Specifically, they released the images of the costume for Supergirl from the new CBS show. So that's pretty cool. You can check out Melissa Benoist's pretty iconic looking costume. It's really classic and a little darker muted tones than the familiar bright, colorful images that we're used to seeing with the more modern New 52, really bright reds and blues. It's a little bit darker a la Man of Steel, but it's a very classic look, very modest look. I'm sure people have seen it on the internet, and I highly suggest that you check it out. Speaking of which, when I said the news won't stop, I highly suggest that you check out darkknightnews.com and dccomicnews.com, where Eric's always posting new articles over there, and we will be sharing this episode as well, announcing the temporary hiatus. You can also check us out at multiverseentertainment.wordpress.com, and you can check out the entire backlog of all of our episodes, as well as on my YouTube channel, Josh Mundy. And I highly suggest that you do. We got quite a bit of a backlog, and if you're interested in any of the developments that have kind of recently happened in the last 5 or 6 months, for the most major comic book movie developments, you're going to be able to find a podcast about it, most likely. So I highly suggest that you check that out. A little sad to be putting a hiatus temporarily so early in the season, but unfortunately, it cannot be avoided, folks. So again, check out the websites I mentioned, and definitely come back when we come back from the hiatus. You guys will be the first ones to know. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/a-podcast-for-all-seasons. So like I said, a really short episode today. Oh, one more announcement. Joel Kinnaman has been cast in the Suicide Squad movie, and there's also an article on that. So highly suggest you check out the websites I mentioned. Please come back. I'm going to wrap it up now, but as always, it's great having you with us. Just a short little stint today, and hopefully you'll hear more from us as soon as possible. Take it easy.